the red light in the back. I see the red light.
What you talking about, man? What's up? Get the talking. What's going on with you?
All right, Blueblood, you got him right here.
Hey, listen. What you want to know? What y'all want to know? Let's talk about it.
Who you going for?
The smoke?
Who you going for? Tank or Haney?
I told y'all already, man. I think Devin Haney gonna win, man. I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me off you and you ain't got no power? Let's talk about that. How you gonna keep me off you if you ain't got no power?
Hold on, Tank, but that's what you supposed to say, right? As a fighter, you supposed to say it ain't 50-50. Ain't no fighter gonna say this fight is a 50-50 fight. You supposed to say that. And check this out, right? I say I pick Devin Haney. Hold on, check it, right, Tank? Is Terrence Crawford supposed to take it personal when you say you feel like Errol gonna win?
Listen, I take it personal because it's me. Ain't nobody.
Right, but that's because you a fighter, right?
All this shit.
But that's because you a fighter. But what I'm saying from an analyst and a journalist and a fan standpoint. But this what I'm saying. If they asking me who I think gonna win, I ain't never said that you can't win.
Okay.
I'm asking the opinion. Right? So check this, right? This is what I've been saying. I feel like it's and Coach Calvin know this as a fact. Coach Calvin been on my show, right? I said this, right? And I don't hide it. I said that I think that there's 3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
Yeah,
right.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me, Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them. I feel you, but check this right there. But okay, so you telling me you cracked both of them, right? But I was also told that Devin got the best of you in the last sparring session. He didn't get no best of me. He did not get no best of me.
He jumped right off the plane and spawned Devin. Right off the plane.
He didn't get no best of me.
Let me okay.
Man, you can go on the internet. And you know I sparred him twice.
Right. And
Bill took him out the ring.
And Bill admitted that. Bill and Devin both said that.
I almost knocked him out in Floyd gym. Did they tell you that? Did they tell you I knocked him out in the gym? Did they tell you that?
I don't know, but I ain't hear that.
Oh, okay.
I ain't hear that.
Oh, okay.
I ain't hear that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, right? I'm gonna keep it 100 per month.
Because I ain't building up nobody off of me anyway. I got to fight coming up.
I'm not mad at you.
Build that nigga off of me. All that's over with. They not building that nigga off of me. None of that. I don't even want to talk about that nigga no more. If you want to fight, nigga, set it up. You know, you can get him right. You can get in touch with him, right? If you want to fight, set it up after the Ryan fight, and that's what it is. And that's all right. Tell to Devin and his dad to get out my dick. That's what I said.
Damn. Hey, listen. I ain't mad at it. Let's make it happen.
All right. Have a nice night, Blueblood. You got your shine. Have a great.
And those are the words of Gervonta Tank Davis and, of course, Blueblood Sports TV as they went head to head. We know the history between Tank Davis and Blueblood. You know, a couple of years ago, Blueblood was actually kicked out of an interview by Leonard Ellerbe simply because of his opinion that he said of Gervonta Tank Davis, that he doesn't fight anyone and he needs better fights. Okay. And when Leonard Ellerbe, you know, caught well of Blueblood being there, he dismissed him and refused to talk to him because of that. Now, you know, Blueblood has always been critical of Gervonta Tank Davis. Well, I think this is actually the first time they've been, you know, should I say media-wise, face-to-face, and actually had an interaction. And that, which you just saw, was the interaction between Blueblood and Gervonta Tank Davis. And let me counterpunch. First, I think, first of all, it was on the Rise podcast. Okay, that was where this podcast took place. And they were fortunate enough to get Gervonta Tank Davis on. And of course, you know, Davis was like, you know, Tank, He's, hey, that didn't happen. I stopped them. I could have stopped them both. Both of their fathers pulled them out. Devin Haney, and Shakur Stevenson's father, when I did score them, and I cracked them both. And, because we've heard a lot during the sparring wars that Devin Haney did get the better of Gervonta Tank Davis when they did spar. Okay. And I didn't really hear a lot about Shakur Stevenson, and of course, the tension was the fact that Blueblood, flat out told him, I think, that they beat you. I think Devin Haney beat you, and I think Stevenson beat you, right? And I feel that with those guys, I think styles make fights, honestly. I don't think that, it's a foregone conclusion. Tank, you could tell the bravado was there. He was up on it. You could tell he did not like it. It was almost disrespectful to his ears hearing Blueblood say that about himself. He did throw in, I think he beats himself, meaning if he doesn't train properly or he doesn't prepare properly, then, somebody else could beat him through that way. But I think, and I remember when Gervonta did say, well, how is Devin Haney going to beat him with no power? Well, for that matter, none of those guys have power like Tank. And if you only want to talk about power, though, or perceived power, I think you've already, given yourself too big of an edge. Why? Because it brings me back to Floyd Mayweather, Pretty Boy, when he took on Diego Chico Corrales, okay, back in 2001. It was January 20th of 2001. And I remember when these guys fought. And I thought that Diego Corrales, bigger guy, real big puncher. I think he had like 33 and 29, no losses, no draws. And Floyd was 24 and 17, no losses, no draws. And Floyd dropped him 7 times. And that really wasn't expected. We thought just Floyd was going to outbox him. But Floyd showed us something that a lot of people didn't know he has or had. And that was that speed and that flashing, blinding speed that he had that caught Diego Corrales off guard each and every time he caught him with that shot that put him down. Will that happen with Devin Haney versus Tank, or would that happen with Shakur Stevenson versus Tank? No, I don't think those guys are as fast as Floyd Pretty Boy was. I mean, they're pretty fast, but I don't really see them with that heavy punching power. But I will tell you this. Based on what Gervonta said, those guys couldn't touch me. Well, did he mean, maybe he means they can't hurt me? You know what I mean? Because he can get touched. We seen with Leo Santa Cruz, which was a smaller guy, I might add, was touching up Tank, okay, before Tank caught him. You know what I mean? Took him out of the game with that vicious left uppercut, right? But other than that, I do feel that that fight could go either way, because I say this, it's a reason why these fights are wanting to be made, because we don't really know the outcome. We don't know, because they're undefeated fighters. They're very talented, all of them, Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Tank Davis, that they need to all fight each other a couple times. There's no, then we can see who wins on those particular times they fought, and then we can draw a conclusion. You know what I mean? So, not all this not fighting shit won't help, though. Okay, that's what I will say about it, because, these guys, they're not fighting each other. Hopefully we will see a Garcia, a Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis soon. But other than that, we haven't seen any of these guys fight. And you guys know how I feel about the lightweight division. But I am glad that Blue did stand his ground. Like a lot of fighters, get on those podcasts with other people and then they kind of stiffen up, so I'm glad that he did say what he needed to say, but Gervonta, of course, is going to be Gervonta. You guys tell me what you think about Blueblood and Gervonta Tank Davis going head to head for the first time. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch.